Hi, thanks for clicking and welcome back to Telecom Training. We came up with another crucial topic today, which is nothing but about 5G technology and more specifically the different type of architecture options which can be used by different telco operators. Or if you're going for a private 5G network also, you need to understand what are the different architectural options available or is possible for rolling out 5G network, whether it is a commercial network or it's a private network. Okay, so we'll start from the different nomenclature or the different connectivity type in 5G, and then we'll explore each of these different connectivity types. So there are basically two differences in a 5G technology architecture option. One is single connectivity, that means you have a standalone core, that means a new core which supports the 5G operations, and then the dual connectivity wherein you use the basic EPC or the evolved packet core or the LT or the fourth generation core with the new generation G Node B. So these are the two options. So with single connectivity you are going all the way for 5G. There is no 4G nodes anymore, neither core nor the RAM. But definitely you can support the evolved LT or the advanced LT radio nodes. So that is why this is called single connectivity. You just connect with 5G core network or the new generation core network, NGC. Okay. So there are two options in single connectivity. Okay. So I have taken these two. Uh, Point number one is option one, and then point number two is option two. Two different options possible for 5G single connectivity. Now for 5G dual connectivity, or very popularly known as ENDC, there is a feature ENDC in 5G network. So that is for the dual connectivity options. So when we are looking at the dual connectivity options, we have 8 different options available. Option 3, 3A, 3X, option 7, 7A, 7X, and then option 4. Okay, 4 and 4A. So these are 8 options available for dual connectivity option for 5G technology rollout. Okay, so if you're having a commercial network, you're using the EPC or the old core or the LT core or the LT advanced core, which supports the G Node B as an additional radio node for 5G radio access. Okay. Now here in case of single connectivity, you don't have this old or the EPC or the LT advanced node, rather you have a new core, that is new generation core, which is definitely a cloud based network and it's a software defined network. That means you can create this different network elements within the core by different software. So you can create that network, new generation core. You can have cloud network also, wherein you can scale in, scale out depending on your network, capability and the network requirements. So there you have new generation core. Here you have old evolved packet core. Here you have G Node B and the next generation or the evolved LT or the advanced LT nodes, not the regular LT nodes like we are using now. So it will be evolved LT nodes, advanced LT nodes, or the next generation LT nodes will be supported by the new generation core, okay, or the next generation core. And then we have the regular G Node B or the 5G node or the new radio, you can say. But in all the 8 different options, in case of dual connectivity, you have the EPC for option 3, you have new generation core for option 7 and option 4. So this is the difference. So in 3 architectural option for 5G rollout, along with dual connectivity, you are using the old EPC. And rest 8 different architectural option when you are using new generation core, purely new core. So obviously those network or those telco operators having the LT network now, they are using the evolved packet core. So The option 3 is recommended for the people who are already having a 4G network and they have the 4G core or the evolved packet core EPC. They can migrate to 5G slowly by adding G node B as an additional node, or the 5G radio node as an additional node. So they can start from this. Moving on, when you upgrade your core to new generation core or the NGC, then you can adopt different options depending on your requirements. That could be option 77A7X or the option 4. So for both of these options, again you are adding the advanced node, because these are not using the EPC. Only in case of EPC you have the regular E node B. When we are talking about new generation core, there has to be new generation E node B or the advanced LTE node, okay, or the next generation LTE nodes. So wherever you have new generation core, you are adding the advanced LTE node or the evolved LTE node, right? And wherever you have regular EPC, you are using normal E node B. Like what is the usable E node B or the normal E node B, what we are using in LTE network now. So let's explore each of these options, how the signaling flow happens, how the user data is transmitted and received in each of these architectural options. The first option, which is nothing but option 2, sometimes it is referred as option 2. In option 2, we have new generation core connected directly with next generation G node B. So inside G node B we have control and user entities, and it handles the 5G operation end to end. So we can see two different interfaces, NGC and NGU. Next generation interface for control plane and then user plane activity. So you are directly connected with the new generation core. Next, in option 5, or the second architectural option for standalone or single connectivity, wherein you are only using 5G network, you have advanced LTE, or sometimes you can use LTE, fourth generation Wi-Fi also to connect with the new generation core. So with the fourth generation or the advanced LTE nodes, you can have your radio access also, which is supported by new generation core. So it is connected via new generation, again control plane and user plane. So control plane is used for signaling and control information, and then user plane for user data transmission, both in uplink and downlink. Okay, so you transmit the data through new generation user plane, and then for new generation control plane you are using that for control and signaling information. Now option 2 and option 5 is over, that is single connectivity, fully developed 5G network with the next generation or the new generation core. Now coming back to old school, that means people having the LTE network already and using the EPC or the evolved packet core. For this we have three different options, option 3, option 3A and option 3X. So in option 3, in this option 3, whether it is 3, 3A or 3X, E node B is the master node. That means with existing LTE network, you are just adding the G node B as an additional radio device, or for some additional 5G features addition to your network. So G node B is never a master node here, it is the secondary node. E node B is the master node. So everywhere wherever you see any option 3, dual connectivity E and DC, that means it's a LTE network or LTE advanced network, and then you are just adding the G node B or the 5G node or the NR, new generation node. Okay, so in option 3 you transmit and receive control signaling and the user plane data or the traffic, user traffic, uplink and downlink, both transmission possible only via E node B. That means definitely you are getting a radio node G node B and you are doing your mobile access through this node, but the control is flow through E node B. So the G node B control comes to the E node B and then it goes to the EPC. Same way the user plane data also, it is transmitted from the mobile phone to the G node B, from G node B to E node B and then EPC. So that is option 3. the basic. If you are having a LT network, you just add a new node, that is G node B or NR, and then you have this definitions. You have to create some parameter changes in E node B, also in G node B, and you just use this G node B as an additional node to your existing network. Okay, so that is the basic upgrade from LT to 5G. So here this interface is called XN. In LT we call it X2 interface. Between two E node Bs there is a X2 interface. But here in this case where G node B is involved, we call this interface as XN. So we have XN control plane and signaling. We have XN. These dotted lines are control plane, and these straight lines, or the lines which do not have any dot, we are using this as user data transmission or user plane. So XNC and XNU interfaces between E node B and G node B, and then from E node B is a master node. It handles the entire control, signaling and the user traffic, okay, in the system here. So E node B is now connected to EPC via S1U and S1C. S1 is interface between E node B and EPC, okay. So then EPC, we have different network entities. We will not go into those details, but only for basic understanding how the 5G network architecture will start from the basic LT architecture and how we can improve. Now in second case, option 3A, we are adding the user plane traffic direct transmission from G node B to EPC, right? So only the E node B is used as a master node, but only for control and signaling. Only X and C is here, and S1U is from G node B to EPC directly. So that is option 3A. You are adding one more feature. Now option 3X, that means you can use either transmission of data through E node B or directly to EPC. So you have S1U here and then XNU also here. So the G node B can transmit and receive data via E node B and can also send that independently. That is called option 3X. So from EPC you have S1C to E node B, S1U or user plane traffic to E node B, and also S1U to G node B, right? And then the control information, you have here the S1C from EPC to E node B, and then XNC here. So here the additional feature you are using, user plane traffic is directly can be transmitted and received to EPC, and also can be done through E node B, which was not here. And the initial case, it was only happening through E node B. So here E node B takes the complete control. G node B is used just as an additional node in radio. In second case, you can send the data or the user plane traffic in and out from G node B directly to EPC, and E node B only handles the control and signaling, not the user traffic. But in option 3X, E node B is capable of handling it. Also, the G node B can send the user plane traffic to the EPC directly. So these are three basic options where you have the telco is having already a LT network, established network. They can do all these options depending on their requirements. If they are starting, they can start from here. If they want to add additional features, they can go for option 3X. Now moving to option 7. This is called ENDC. ENDC, for remembering, what is it? E stands for, let's say, E node B, N for NR or the G node B, and then DC is dual connectivity. So here ENDC means, E means the LT node, or the E node B is the master node. Here in this case we call it NGENDC, means next generation E node B, and then N stands for new radio or the G node B DC. That means here NG, next generation or the advanced LT node, is the master node. So same thing will be replicated here, except the master node from E node B, it is ELT or evolved LT, advanced LT or next generation E node B, right? Everything is the same, only this E node B is now advanced one. So which is supported by the new generation core. So we don't use in option 7 anymore the EPC. We have now new generation core, but the master node here in this case is advanced LT node. So when you have an LT network, this one is easy to migrate, this is recommended. And then in the next step, when you have a complete migration of the core also, you can start with the, if you have the footprint and you have the E node B all over the town, you can just migrate from E node B to advanced E node B or the advanced LT radio node, and you can make that as a master node, and you can add G node B as an additional extension to the network. And again, the core is now changed from EPC to NGC. Here, evolved LT or advanced LT or the next generation E node B is a control. It controls both signaling. You can see X and C control plane, and this one is new generation control plane NGC. Then new generation user plane is also controlled via the advanced LT node. In second case, G node B can have a direct user plane traffic transmission and receive. We can send and receive directly to new generation core. So this is the second option. You are no more dependent only on advanced LT node, but it again handles the signaling and control. User plane traffic comes to G node B directly. You can transmit and receive to the core, or this is the path. Now if you're going for 7x, the 7, 7a and 7x. In 7x, you can do both. You can directly transmit the user traffic to the core, and you can also go via LT node. So after this, you can migrate to this one. Or if you're having only new generation core, let's say some telcos coming only with 5G network, let's say whether it is a private network, small network, So if you have a small network, you are coming directly as a 5G operator or 5G private network operator. Then you have the new generation core. You can go for G node B and advanced LT nodes also. You can have the LT, because if there are some users still using the LT, you need to have a pass through for them so that they can also use your network. That is the reason we are having an advanced LT node even in the new generation network or the 5G network. So you can have these two nodes with new generation core, and then you can, here in this case in option 4, NEDC, that means N stands for new radio, that means new radio, or the G node B is the master node, that's why it comes first. E for advanced LT network, that is never a master node here. Like in other examples we have seen, here LT was the master node, it was handling everything. Here advanced LT radio was the master node. Here in this case, G node B is the master node. So both signaling and traffic is controlled via G node B here in option 4. Option 4a, you have another option to directly handle the user plane data or the user traffic to and from the new generation core. So these are 8 different options. You can come with, if you are a new operator or your existing operator, you can migrate from option 3, 3a, 3x to 7, 7a, 7x. And again, if you are a very new network or private network, you can have your core and you can have your new E node B. Or let's say you have just one site, you are a private network operator. Let's say you are having one 5G network at your farmhouse, so you can install one G node B and then connect it to the core. Or you can go for an advanced LT network and connect with the core. Moving forward, in future you can migrate this one to G node B, or you can add additional network also, G node B. Now the connectivity between the G node B and the E node B, or the advanced or the evolved E node B nodes, is XN. So XN is the interface which is working here in between different nodes, LT and NR nodes. So I think that is all for today. Hope you really liked this session. And if you have a network, if you are operating your own telecom company, or you're working in your telecom company, you can better understand which particular network architecture you have now and what is the plan you have in future. Keeping in mind the current situation, I am sure people will initially go for this one, and those who are having more money, or they have already got a license of 5G, not in India but abroad, they can go for other options as well. Thank you so much for watching us today. Take good care of yourself till the next one. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more such informative and crucial updates on 5G technology and many more other things to come. Click on the like button to encourage us. You can write comments in the comment section below and click on the bell button to get the notifications whenever we make any new video, any new technology video. Thank you so very much for watching us today. Take good care of yourself. Till the next one. Bye bye.